Welcome to the 28storms.com tropical weather update for Thursday, June 30th. The good news is that Tropical Storm Arlene has made landfall. It did so at around 4 a.m. Central Time as a 65-mile-per-hour tropical storm with a lowest central pressure of near 996 millibars. So, luckily, the storm will not be able to intensify any further. Now, the only problem, though, is that the remnants of our circulation will be remaining over much of eastern Mexico for the next couple days, and it will rain itself out, but that will bring along the effects of flooding. As we can see, there is still a lot of precipitation still embedded with the inner core of the system, and it's going to take another 24 to 48, possibly even 72 hours before the system fully winds down. And as you can see, there's still a lot of persistent convection, and upper level winds over the system are still favorable, which obviously that's no longer going to intensify the system anymore, but it will help to preserve it a little bit better than it ordinarily would over a very significant landmass like Mexico. As you can see, there's really a lack of any dry air. It's still off toward the northwest, so no dry air intrusion. So it's going to take a little bit for this system to fully rain itself out. And here is a really good high-resolution shot of the storm as it was making landfall earlier this morning. Southern Texas hasn't gone completely unscathed either, especially if you live in Cameron County, where we're beginning to see Doppler radar estimate totals near 5 inches if we zoom in a little bit more, especially right along the coast. We're seeing Doppler radar estimates in excess of about 5 to 5.2 inches. Overall, though, much of southern Texas really didn't see that much rainfall. I'm seeing a lot of estimates between 1 and 2, and that was about what was anticipated. We just had a stronger band come in down here near Cameron. That's the reason why we have a little bit higher rainfall totals down there. But the good news is that over time, all of these stronger rain bands will be moving more west and away from Brownsville. And I fully suspect that that was the last significant rain band that you'll see. There's still an elevated chance of rainfall over the next day or so, but the main rain is now behind you. There's also some pretty good flood videos coming out of Mexico along with some pictures, so we'll be embedding those within the website so that we can share those to you as well. So go ahead and check out 28storms.com for the latest information there. And we also have a special link at the top of the page today. Could Cape Verde tropical storm development possibly happen as early as mid-July? Well, you're going to have to go ahead and click on the link because they have a lot of extensive images and descriptions of what we're looking at that has given us the indication that we will probably see development out in the deep Atlantic east of the Lesser Antilles within the next 2 weeks. In the meantime, we're also going to be keeping an eye on the western half of the basin. There's obviously nothing out there right now. We do still see Tropical Storm Arlene steadily moving out of the picture. The remainder of the Gulf and Caribbean is being dominated by a lot of upper-level wind shear. There is a small pocket of favorable upper-level ridging near the South American coast to the east of this powerful upper-level low. However, this area should also be squashed fairly well by this upper-level low that's traversing the western Atlantic. We'll keep an eye on this area to see if it expands as it moves more toward the west, but there's really nothing imminent down there at the moment, and none of the dynamical model guidance are indicating any type of tropical cyclogenesis over the next week. But even then, it may not be long until we get at least another disturbance worth looking at. The positive upward motion phase of the Madden-Julian oscillation is still ever so closely making it into the extreme western half of the basin over the Gulf of Mexico and western Caribbean. And the GFS ensemble members are really eager to push this MJO phase deeper into octants 1 and 2. And if history serves correctly, octants 1 and 2 are very favorable octants for the MJO to be in terms of western Atlantic basin tropical cyclone development. So basically, or in other words, we get a lot of tropical development oftentimes when the MJO deepens itself into octants 1 and 2. And it looks like it's going to be in these two areas or phases for the next couple weeks. So the western half of the basin and the deep Atlantic will be areas to watch during the beginning and middle half of the month of July. This is another look at the GFS forecast, and you can see denoted by some of the greener colors here, that's the upward motion pulse that's expected to be working its way through the basin, and it really begins to intensify toward July 10th over Central America, so that could be the next time frame that we have to really start looking down there for any potential type of development. And the forecast from the CFS model is also very similar. As you can see, the MJO isn't fully entrenched into the basin just yet as of June 26th. This model hasn't updated in a few days, but you can see that over the course of time, over the next couple weeks, it's really beginning to bring that upward motion phase into the Atlantic basin, when conditions could become a bit more favorable. Factor in well above normal sea surface temperature anomalies across much of the Atlantic basin, combined with neutral ENSO conditions out here in the equatorial Pacific. That spells a pretty active July to me, and we will more than likely be dealing with. So keep it tuned here to 28 storms. We'll be the first to let you know as soon as the models begin to key on any tropical disturbances in the medium range. And of course, we'll always be taking good looks at satellite imagery just in case the models take a day off and really don't pick up on what they should. So as of right now, we're all clear in the tropics. Please stay safe in Mexico. The heavy rain threat will linger for another 2 days or so. And keep it tuned here for 28storms.com. We'll keep you updated throughout the 2011 hurricane season.